everyone, and welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today I have another high top soap for you, and this one I have been meaning to make for a really long time. I had the idea to do it probably years ago, and I just never got around to making it, so I'm making it now, and that is going to be a mint chocolate chip soap. So the fragrance I'm using today is Peppermint Patty. This is by Nature's Garden. This could not be a more perfect mint chocolate chip smell. And I'll tell you a secret, I don't like mint chocolate chip like flavored anything. I just like the way it smells. So Caleb just bought mint chocolate chip ice cream, and I guess he's gonna have to eat it all by himself because I don't like the way it tastes. So the first thing that we're going to do is blend up our lye water and our oils here. These have been sitting for quite some time. They're not hot at all. They're definitely at room temperature. Room temperature for me, by the way, is about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about how hot we keep it around here. So now I'm gonna blend this up to light trace. Okay, so this is nice and blended. I'm gonna set my stick blender off to the side here. And then into these two little buckets, these are going to be our accent colors. Now normally with a mint chocolate chip soap, I think people would probably do the majority of the soap green, but I'm going to do the majority of it brown because the fragrance oil discolors the soap anyway. And then we're just going to have some light accents of kind of a lime minty green and white. So for colors, I am using the neon green from TKB Trading and the green vibrance mica from Nurture Soap. I'm just gonna pour enough of that into here for it to be good and green tinted. And then into this one, I'm pouring white. I have a little bit left in here so that I can make that a mint color instead of just green. And then I have some brown to put into the big amount of soap here, even though it will already be discoloring to brown, just to make sure that the discoloration is even. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix up this white first. And now I'm gonna mix up the green and add as much white to it as it needs to look minty. Pretty minty looking, so now I'm gonna mix up the brown. Another reason why I'm coloring these this way is because I'm going to be putting some mint piping on the top, and so I didn't want it to be like mint on mint. So yes, another colored piping soap. You guys are always recommending that I color the piping, so this one is going to be colored. Now I'm just going to add in the fragrance oil, and then we're going to start pouring these into the mold, and we're going to do a drop swirl today. We're going to start by adding a good bit of the chocolate. The fragrance oil did a really good job and actually made this pretty runny, which is super helpful when you're doing drop swirls. I think drop swirls look prettiest when your batter is pretty runny. So now from up high, I'm pouring the green in, and now the white. Now I'm pouring a little more brown in, and I'm just going to use this kind of as an accent. Pouring it as one, even though this is the soap that I have the most of. One stripe of green now down the middle. One stripe of white down the middle. Now I have put the brown into an easier container to pour. So I'm going to swirl it around in a circle here on the top. Again, I don't want it to go too far in. Now I'm going to pour in some more of the green. Not scraping yet, we're just pouring in what little we have left. And then we're gonna pour in some white, just like this. We're gonna pour in the rest of the brown on the top, and then I'm going to scrape out all of these containers. Time to put the piping on. So in here I have the sort of pistachio green colored piping, and then for the little speckles in it to make it look more like kind of mint chocolate chippy, I put some organic coffee grounds, and that's kind of what makes it have the speckles. So using the Royalty Soaps piping set that is available at Nurture Soap and the Atiko tip that I bought off of Amazon. I'm just gonna pipe 3 across here. So I guess you guys can see now why I wanted to do a chocolate bottom, because the accent of having the green top with the brown bottom is really pretty. And I had a little fun. I took a little toothpick and put a design on the top because it was still really liquidy, and it's kind of fun to do that whenever your soap batter is still liquidy enough to put a design on there. So obviously you won't see it on the finished product, but it was fun for me to do while I was waiting for the piping to set up. Now I don't know exactly when this video is going live, so there's a good chance that the big event has already happened, but while I'm filming, as you can probably see from my stomach hanging over the table right now as I'm piping, we are still on baby watch. Tomorrow I am going to be 39 weeks pregnant, so any day, any hour, little Miss Itty Bitty will be here. So you should follow me on Instagram and on Twitter if you want to see the name reveal, because after we have her, that's where I'm going to be telling all of you guys the name that we've been keeping a secret for a very long time now. I'm now going to fill in the cracks here. Just put 2 on each one. So the embed molds that I'm using for this soap look like a Hershey Kiss and a little chocolate bar, and I will leave a link to those down in the description box so that if you want to use it for your creations, you can. And now to put one last little dollop on all of these soap bars. The embeds shouldn't go directly on top. They should be going in on the sides, so I'm trying to keep this last little dollop rather nice on the top, not make it too squatty looking. Okay, so here are the little Hershey Kisses, and here are the little chocolate bars. I've just cut these in half because I'm going to be putting them in at an angle, and you make your melt and pour go farther if you do it that way. So I'm just gonna put in little Hershey Kiss here. I'm gonna alternate where I'm putting them, not like it really matters, it just looks nicer for the photos. What you doing, K-Reb? Count and what? Everything. I think I will also put a little bit of the little coffee grounds on the top. I think that would add a nice little touch. And then I got my favorite glitter in, you guys. I finally got it in. It's the TKB white diamond glitter. It is my favorite, mainly because it kind of looks like rainbows a little bit. Like it kind of has a little bit of an intergalactic look, but it has a white base instead of a silver one, which I think kind of blends in with most soap bars a little bit. So if you're on the hunt for a really nice glitter to complement either melt and pour or cold process soaps, that one is highly recommended by yours truly. Now I know somebody is going to comment on this video and say, hey, how come not all of them have the Hershey's Kiss on them? And then someone else is going to point out that I have pregnancy brain. So I'm just gonna point it out before any of y'all get the chance to. I totally didn't make the right amount. I totally forgot, and that's just the way it's gonna have to be. But I must say, the last time this happened, lots of people requested whenever they checked out in the shop to have the ones I had actually messed up. So, I don't know. Maybe someone will prefer to have the chocolate ones that don't have any of the Hershey Kisses on them and just have 2 little chocolates instead. Okay, so now I have some little bits of melt and pour that I have kind of chunked up, and I'm just going to gently put these all across the top. This is the chip part of the mint chocolate chip. We got the chocolate and we got the mint, and now here's the chip part. So I guess the tops of these do have, you know, little toppers. I guess these kind of count. Then we'll put the sprinkle of glitter, and we'll put the little bit of coffee grounds, and then we'll put some 90% rubbing alcohol, and that'll be the finished bars. All those are in, so now I'm taking my little bit of coffee grounds, sprinkling it across the top. I'm not really using enough for you to be able to smell the coffee necessarily, but if you can, it definitely complements the chocolate scent. Also, I purposefully did not use cocoa powder, because whenever you dump cocoa powder like this, it just ends up falling out in like really big clumps instead of looking like individual pieces. I don't really know how to explain that. It doesn't spread as well, where coffee sort of disperses easier. Ends up looking sort of like a cookie crumble instead of just like cinnamon. Okay, time to put the glitter on. Gonna sprinkle that all over the top, all the bars here. Awesome, and now we're gonna spritz this with rubbing alcohol. I'm gonna let it sit for 24 to 48 hours, and then we will come back and cut up these bars. It has actually ended up being about 3 days since I made this soap, and it was kind of soft, so I let it sit in the mold. It's really, really strong, and also I ended up cutting the other bars so that you could see the discoloration here. Gonna press down gently. Okay, so let me just pull one right out from the middle here. This is what it looks like on the inside, so you can see that white and that green are both still really vivid because we didn't add any colors to those. They show up super duper well. And then this green on top is also really pretty, and the camera probably won't pick it up, but it does have little specks in it from the coffee. Ooh, look at this swirl. That is so pretty looking. It really does look like some sort of like a milkshake or something. The fragrance is super duper strong, and it does smell exactly like mint chocolate chip. Now Caleb has found the funniest like the funniest question of the day. So the question of the day is, would you like to be a reverse mermaid or a reverse centaur? And if you don't know what either one of those look like, I'll go ahead and insert a picture of both of them right here if you're having a hard time envisioning what that even looks like. Which one would you rather be, Caleb? The horse head or the fish face? I know, both of them are, you'd rather be the horse? I think I'd rather be the fish. I'd never have to blink again.
You don't like sharks, and you wouldn't be able to breathe above land.
What? We have to bring in technicalities like not being able to breathe on land?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Okay, well, I hate sharks, so maybe I'd rather be a horse. You guys let me know in the comments below, and if you want to go ahead and do the official poll, you can click in the upper right hand corner of this video and cast your vote. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, maybe even leave me a comment down below. These soaps are going to be available on September 15th at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time in the Etsy shop. So that's when you can get them. They will not be available until that time. And until next week, I hope you have an absolutely royal day, and bye for now.